morning. It is Kelly with Seaglass Market. I'm here today with Deb of Fairy Fabulous. We are in her little corner of the world at Seaglass, and we are going to discuss her items and what she does and how long she's been doing it and where you can find her. Good morning, Elaine. So first I want to say that for those of you who normally follow us, you know this, but I have to give the spiel for our new people. Seaglass Salvage Market is a once a month indoor-outdoor meet the maker market. We started our coffee break so you can actually meet the makers. So Deb is with us today, Fairy Fabulous. I say fairly every time. And I thought it all the way here. Fairy.
Yes.
Fairy Fabulous is with us today. And we're going to discuss a few of her fun, different items that she has. So as you know, most of our vendors upcycle, recycle, repurpose. Deb is no different, but she is different because her style is definitely a little fun.
A little.
So she is our boho chick, our hippie chick. She has some fabulous painted furniture, painted windows. She does clothing. But we met here at Seaglass 2 years ago, right? About
Yes.
2. Through Amy with the Painted Mermaid. And the reason Deb ended up being a vendor here is because
Lightning wood.
yes,
Because
I liked her balls. So I actually have one of these in my home that Deb gifted me. But Deb and her husband Scott do what is called lightning wood, which is a lot of fun, very dangerous, so don't try it at home. But if you want to show them a sample of your item and give a quick kind of description of how it works.
the big quick spiel. 2,300 volts of unground electricity. We make lightning. That's why I named it lightning wood. It's actually the Leichenberg effect. You can watch videos of it being done on YouTube. Don't try it at home.
Exactly.
Really cool, really unique. Every piece is a different kind of art, and I keep, you get tired of it, just spin it around because you can look at it many different ways and it looks like something different.
So it truly is done with ungrounded electricity, which means you don't really have control of what's going to happen. Is that correct?
We have control of start and stop and placement.
Okay. So what happens once you do it?
The universe
is
takes
up,
over.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
I can make it happen just down the edge. I can't tell you what's going to happen down
Right.
the edge.
I gotcha.
Wood whisperers, different woods burn different. Hard density, age, sap content, type of wood, they all burn different.
Matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's all fun. So you could basically do it or try to do it on anything: a piece of scrap wood, a piece of driftwood, a shelf.
That's what we started with, a piece of pallet wood.
Okay, just to play.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's when you first came to Seaglass, that is what you sold. I believe you were an outdoor vendor.
Yes.
Right? Did very well, if I remember correctly.
Very
yeah,
well.
people loved it. People like things that are different, which is another reason that we just love Seaglass, because we're always trying to find that different thing, that fun thing, the fun person who does the thing. And Deb is fun. I know I keep saying that, but she's like our little firecracker in here, There's never a dull moment with her around. And we're thrilled that you're with us. So once you moved inside, your upcycle and recycling abilities were able to be shared. And I don't know if we can see can you see the chandelier up there? I don't want to mess with the camera, but I'm going to have to. I'm just going to tilt it back just
There you
a
go.
smidge so you can see. And that is a box spring from a crib.
Baby crib springs.
Okay, some Christmas lights, some pearls, and then
They're plastic crystals so that it could be mounted outside in a gazebo or an outdoor wedding or in a tree.
This is what I mean by you never know what you're getting with Deb, you know what I'm saying? And I know you guys have seen random things like that before, but I feel like you mainly see them on Pinterest, and you don't get to see them in person, and you don't get the opportunity to purchase them very often. Now I think we're off. Let me just fix this. Okay. So upcycle, recycle, repurpose. You paint home decor. You paint furniture.
Yes.
You paint windows.
I paint everything.
You paint everything.
But I really appreciate a piece of antique or vintage furniture not painted
Of course.
if it's in
Okay.
fabulous condition.
See, and there's your key. I'm really glad that you said that, because I have couples usually that come in here, and it's usually the man who is annoyed that everything is painted.
Yes.
It is the woman who is curious about my Dixie Belle line because she has a piece of furniture that was her grandmother-in-law's. It's usually always the husband's family's furniture. That she wants to paint, and he doesn't want her to paint it because you're going to ruin it, blah, blah, blah. So what I want to say to that, and which I know Deb will agree with, and we can show you some samples of her items that she has here, is if I have a piece of furniture in my house that is truly beautiful and sentimental, but I dislike it because it does not go with my decor, I don't want it in my home. So if you, as my husband, have a beautiful piece of furniture that belonged to your mom or your grandma, and I paint it with love and intention of re-loving it, and then I put it in my home and it looks beautiful,
I agree.
it's the best of both worlds.
Yes.
You get to keep your sentimental piece of furniture. I get to know that it now belongs in my house. It's not this brown eyesore in the corner that I'm
Functional.
not happy with. It's a functional piece of beautiful furniture now.
It fits
It's
into
a
your
win-win.
life.
Right. So I'm not saying you should paint all your furniture. I'm not saying you have to paint all your furniture. But when you have a piece of furniture that you love the shape of, that you love the look of, but you hate the color of, there's no
Paint
harm
it.
in painting it. Right. So I don't know if we could get, and I'll move, but if you want to show them the two fun pieces that you have here, both painted pieces of furniture, and then embellished even more. And I'll tilt if I need to. But
Okay.
If you want to,
With the words there, I can't quite see if
so
we have.
I don't think I can get. Let me see if I can. Yeah,
Oh,
there you
there
go.
we go.
There you
All
go.
right.
So they are both in frame right
Well,
now.
then
both
I'm
those
going
pieces.
to tip this one forward so you
Okay.
can see the top.
Okay. Gorgeous.
And it's got some fancy going down the legs, and there is better pictures of this close up on Fairy Fabulous on Facebook.
Okay. Yes, and please, if you'd like to see some of her items up close and personal, which they really do need to be seen up close and personal, I suggest that you come to Seaglass. The microphone's over there, so I'm going to speak a little louder. I suggest that you come to Seaglass to see Deb, or better yet, you can go to her Facebook page and you can take a look at the items that she does have. She does have them here, so we would hope that you would come here and see them. But you can see those two pieces. I'm assuming that at one time they were brown.
Oh, they were so brown. And I tried to give them both a chance as they were, because they weren't damaged, horrible, peeling, terrible, awful looking pieces of furniture. So those who don't like painted furniture, or if you want to upcycle yourself or repurpose yourself.
Right.
So I try to give things a chance before I paint them.
Okay, so when you pick and you get an item, if you see something that you love the shape of, or you think that it has good legs, or whatever it has, whatever attracts you to it, and you bring it here, you clean it up and you bring it here in its beautiful, natural, original state.
Original.
Okay.
So
you
I
don't
try
just
first.
start slapping paint on stuff. Okay.
We have the same thing at my house. Scott appreciates wood, and I like the wood sometimes. Sometimes a piece is damaged to the point that you can't save it. So
Right. So
paint
you,
it.
right, you have to repair and paint.
Sometimes part of it can be painted and part of it you can show the wood, and that's kind of becoming a new thing. Stain
Sometimes
the
I love
top,
it and
stain the
sometimes
drawers.
I hate it. It truly depends on the piece. I don't know what it is.
I'm kind of that way. I did one piece. She's already been adopted, and it kind of melted
Adopted.
in that.
I love that she says that.
Well, a friend of mine adopted it. She lost everything in the hurricane, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
really glad she got it.
Awesome.
But it melded both of those worlds for what she's decorating in. The cream buttercream paint for her, and the front of the drawers stayed natural for him.
Okay.
And
so that's
it
perfect.
works with their
Best
decor.
Of both worlds.
So I try to stay in that. Everybody can find something, whether it's wood or it's painted or it starts getting really bigger as a statement piece, or it's that I just need something to paint myself.
Right.
So life before painting and life after painting.
Gotcha. Okay. So they can find items that have not yet been reloved by you
Yes.
here if there's something that they might want to either refinish, bring it back to its natural glory, or paint if they so choose.
Yes.
Once it doesn't sell, or once it doesn't move, or once it no longer serves your purpose as a display piece, is when you move forward with
Painting.
changing it.
Yes.
So that's a way that you can understand as someone who shops at Seaglass how we try to keep things different for you. So if we have a piece of furniture that is beautiful, and we bring it here in the hopes of selling it as is, and it doesn't sell, then we're going to take that piece and we're going to change it up, and that's how we continuously change our spaces each month. It isn't always necessary brand new pieces. It is items that have just been upcycled or changed in some way. So if you see a bookcase one month that is, your typical brown painted or yellow painted pine or whatever it is, whatever it happens to be, and then the next month it is a beautifully refurbished piece, with a whole new different farmhouse style or coastal look to it, it's simply because we painted it. I love this window. I think it is in the shot, and if you pull it to your legs, you'll see it. So, old windows are a big thing. We sell them as quickly as we get them in, especially fun ones. So this one is a 16 window. It's in really good shape, but it is wood, and you could tell it's old. I love that the lock is still on it. And a lot of people, love the old window look, and they take it just as is and hang it over their sofa, and they're good with that. But Deb, of course, that just simply would not be enough for her. So she has some fabulous colors in here. I feel like purple is your signature color.
It's pretty much my color.
So this is a transfer that Deb has placed on the window. And is it on the front or the back?
It's on the front.
It's on the front. And I'm assuming it has, you don't even feel it. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's so cool.
And has it been sealed in some way?
You don't
No.
have to seal it
Okay.
if you're not going to put it outside.
That was my question. So this would be fabulous for an indoor piece, correct?
You could even hang it on your porch if it was up under the eaves and out of direct sunlight in the weather all day.
Okay.
If it's going to be outside, then you certainly could seal it and put it outside.
Put it outside. Okay, so that is her. I feel like this window to me is so Deb. One, because of the colors. Two, because the flowers are just different and almost tie-dyed on the bottom, and the word gypsy just
Yeah,
that's my
it's
girl right there.
Purple's my color.
By the way, I love your hair.
Thank
it looks
you.
fantastic.
Love
And
purple.
you cut it, did you cut it as well?
Yesterday,
Yeah, it looks
yes,
super cute. I like it a
because I was
lot.
going to be live. I had to be all
she had to be
fancy.
fancy. So what else? What else
Clothing.
about you do we need to know?
The clothing that I do works the same way as my furniture.
Okay.
I'm always hunting for the look, that kind of bohemian, beachy for the summer, and how can you take something blah winter and make it fun and fabulous?
Right.
So the clothes come in usually not upcycled,
Okay.
and I give them a chance through at least one market. Not everybody's as loud as I am, and so they like the look, but they don't want all that.
Right. Right.
So I try to give it one market just as is, how I found it. I freshen it up, I bring it here. After that market, then it'll go home and maybe become part of something else, get something added to it.
Do you have a piece that's upcycled here that you can show the style? It is a lot of fun. Now, I am your typical chubby. I don't like a lot of attention on myself.
You are fabulous
Dark
figured.
colors, simple colors kind of gal. But I will tell you that I will push everyone in here to purchase something from Deb because the colors are fun, the styles are different. I love to see two different patterns that you know that were once separate become one piece. So what do you have here?
This was a t-shirt.
Okay.
It was cute to start with. It had the little peekaboo sleeves, the shoulder, and it was cute. It was the look. It didn't sell, so I went and tore apart an old sundress.
Love it.
And took the ruffle off the bottom of it and put it on the t-shirt.
So that is a fun, upcycled, recycled piece of clothing. I also love seeing that this is a 3XL. So know that when you come here, your extra large is not going to be this big. And that is what I love about Deb. She doesn't do small, medium, large. I also love that you're not afraid to tell someone who is a large to try a medium.
Yep.
To someone who is a medium to try a double XL because it's a different look, it's a different flow. And if it's cut right and if it's sewn correctly, it will fall a certain way and it will just look great no matter what size you are.
Brutally honest. Please try on something you like, but if it looks not fabulous on you, I will tell you to take it off. I'm not going to let you walk out of here in my clothes.
Right.
Looking silly.
Right.
There's loud and life of the party, and it's fabulous and it's cute and it's wonderful, and then there's it's just not you.
It's not you. Correct.
I'm
correct.
Pretty good about that. So come and pick what you like, try it on.
Yes, and we
model it around.
People do use the ladies' room to try on the clothing, and that's great. So it's not like you have to purchase it, standing here trying to figure out if it's going to fit you. You can go into the dressing room, and I believe there's a full-length mirror in there. Specifically for people who need to go in there to try on clothing, because every now and then other vendors may have a random piece of clothing as well. Deb usually always has clothing here, and it is always fun and it is always different. If you've purchased from her before and you have a picture of you in your new boho upcycled items, we'd love for you to post them. Please feel free. You can either do it here or you can do it on Deb's page. If you don't follow Fairy Fabulous, I said it right, please do so. She is on Facebook. Do you have an Instagram or no?
I have an Instagram.
Okay, so Facebook and Instagram. And you can contact her on Facebook through Facebook Messenger. If you've seen something in her spot today that you're interested in, please feel free to do that. Deb will be here every month, but she will be here for Christmas in July.
Yes.
Which is the July market, the 19th and 20th of this month. Where else can you be found?
I'm also at Baker Street Curiosity Shop in Ogden. It is 6780 Market Street, cross street is Station Road, and that's just a whole nother warehouse of goodness.
So in case you haven't noticed, when we do our coffee breaks with Seaglass, although I am marketing Seaglass and I make sure you know where we are and I make sure you know what our next market is, I'm curious to know if anyone realized that we purposely mention a lot of other businesses. And the reason that we do that is because we don't believe in only shopping small at Seaglass. We believe in shopping small. It is very important to us. So when I do my coffee breaks with Seaglass, with my vendors, with our vendors here at Seaglass, I am going to ask them where they can be located, and we are going to tell you exactly where you can find their items, because there are some fabulous shops in the Leland and Wilmington area. So if you have not been to Baker Street Curiosity Shop, you need to check it out. Deb is not the only Seaglass vendor who is there. Nicole with Refinement
Yep.
is there. Nicole is not on Facebook. You can find her on Instagram. I believe Jane with
Is
Gravel
there?
Roll Designs is now at Baker Street. And I also believe, Lisa with Vintage Finds and Designs is at Baker Street.
And I think
as
Wendy.
is Tracy.
Tracy's there, yes.
Wendy is going in. I don't feel she's physically moved in yet.
Okay.
But Wendy,
No more than
who
I do.
does Yellow Cottage Antiques and Vintage, or Vintage and Antiques,
Vintage,
she's in the annex here. She is, I believe, moving into Baker Street. So you can find a lot of the items here, or similar items of here, there 7 days a week. However, a lot of our vendors work and move items very quickly. So what they'll do is Seaglass will be the first stop for a piece, and then if it doesn't sell during the market, they'll bring it to one of their other venues. So it's not like I'm telling you to go shop somewhere else. I'm telling you that there is so much to see, and our vendors work very hard to have a lot of inventory, and different items can be found at different venues. But most of the time, I feel that you debut your items here,
Most of the time, yes.
and then bring them to Baker Street. So if someone sees them at the market, didn't purchase, has buyer's regret, or not buying regret, I guess, they know that they can go to Baker Street and see the item. Or, again, like we said, you can contact Deb through Facebook Messenger. So I think we covered all of your goodies. I'm excited to have you here. Can you show them your tattoo? So she had one of her balls burn. What ended up looking like a tree of life is exactly what it looks like to me. And she just loved it, and she kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it, and she ended up taking that exact burn and having it tattooed on her arm. And it looks like these even look like birds. Like, it's just
That's
so,
why they had to go in.
Yeah, it's just so cool to me that something so random ended up being something so meaningful, and meaningful enough for you to actually want to put it on your body. So I think that's super cool.
That's my tattoos are part of my story, and since I recently got married, that was another part of story. And because we burned together and
Right.
kind of came up with it and morphed it together, it's our thing. It just really seemed appropriate, and there it is.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Good deal. I'm going to take a quick peek and see if anybody has any questions for Deb. If you do, feel free to post them now. I know there's a little bit of a delay. So if we don't see your question...
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Everybody's pretty much just saying, hey!
Hi.
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Good. I hate tests.
So the video will remain on the Facebook page, and I will see any questions, and Deb is tagged in it, so she too will see any questions. So if you're watching the replay and you do have any questions, please go right ahead and comment, and we'll make sure that one of us gets back to you. And I think that's it. I think we covered everything, right?
Yes.
So I didn't even have any coffee this morning with me. Number one, I had nowhere to put it. And number two, I had 3 cups before I left the house, and I was afraid I was going to be totally wired by the time I finished my 4th cup. And then I just would have been babbling more than I normally do on these things. So I did not have coffee with Deb this morning, but Deb did have coffee, and I hope you guys had a cup of coffee and you enjoyed the video. And in a day or two, you'll be able to find this on our YouTube channel. So if you like the coffee breaks with Seaglass, but you don't always get a chance to watch them as they happen, and maybe you can't find them on the Facebook page because I know the news feed can move a little quick sometimes, you can find all of them on our Seaglass Salvage Market YouTube channel. So this one will be probably available in the next day or two. Usually I let it sit on Facebook for a little bit before I actually put it on YouTube.
It'll get transferred onto my page.
Yes, and like I said, Deb is tagged, so it should be on her page as well. And I think that's it. So thank you very much. We hope to see you. We hope that you visit Deb and check out her clothes and her lightning wood and her fun upcycled furniture at the July market. Again, it's Christmas in July, so feel free to come and get all of your Christmas shopping done. We're going to have some live music on Saturday, which I'm excited about. Trolley Stop is the food truck Friday. Two Bros always is our food truck for Saturday. And we have an ice cream truck coming on Friday. We do.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that, considering what this weather has been. So be sure to visit both buildings. We are both participating in the Christmas in July, so it's the original building as well as the annex. Lots of stuff to see, and we hope to see you. Thanks so much. 1987 Andrew Jackson Highway, just in case you don't know the address. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.